Alright, I want to give everybody another quick update on my Model A pickup. There's Shelby, my yellow lab, always out here with me. I've kind of switched gears. I've stopped working on the cab so much as I was last time, but I have done some stuff since my last video, and I'll show you what that is. I've gone ahead and installed the brake pedal in there, if you can see that. Nice little hole. So I got that done. I did go ahead and get a drive shaft for it. It's not been shortened yet. I've started the process of it. As you can see, I've cut that off. The seats have been mounted in there, and this truck is going to be like super duper small on the inside, so now I know why everybody adds 6 inches behind the door jamb. But it's a little, not really too late to do that, but I'm not going to do that. This seat frame assembly that I'm showing you right now, this was actually 2 parts. I had to do a lot to this. It was actually 2 pieces, it's now 1. This area here on each side of it, I took 1.5 inches out of it in order to get this area out of this area. I had to move everything inboard, so I needed to take 1.5 inches out of each side of it. So that's what I did. And then on the seats, I put a piece of 1/4 inch strap steel across the seat, so then I could move the seat slider and the seat mounting in 1.5 inches as well. So that's what I did there. I had the seats in there. It's going to be small, like I said, but it is what it is. That's about all I've done on the cab part. I did go ahead and put the access door for the master cylinder in, and then I switched gears to the bed. The bed was in really horrible shape. I did get it sandblasted. This area of the bed on both sides, you gotta understand the frame actually ends somewhere in the middle of this. At some point in time, something extremely heavy was laid across the tops of the bed rails. Well, they bowed down, so that took about a day of messing with and having a big old steel beam on there and porta powers and clamps and all the kinds of shit to make that straight again. I did get the new front end on. It turned out pretty good. I did go ahead and replace all of the rivets along here. Welded up a bunch of holes that don't need to be there anymore. I'm going to do something different with the mounting. So some of the mounting holes, I went ahead and got rid of them. As far as like the tail lights, I'm going to go ahead and, like these holes here, I'm going to go ahead and re-drill my own when I actually figure out where I want them to be at. I don't know if anybody was able to see in some of my earlier videos when I brought this truck home, but this corner here was all cut out of it and all jagged and shit, so I replaced a foot of that and re-radiused it to match the other side. I've got my tailgate hooks brackets kind of temporaried on. I got to do the rivets on that. I made a tool over here to do that, and it looks medieval as hell, but it ought to work. My girlfriend will like that. Did get the new tailgate on. That was kind of a pain in the butt. I'll show you what we got down here. Now, I replaced these hinges on the bed side. There's actually supposed to be a left and a right assembly for this. As you can see, the bolts go outboard. Well, that one goes inboard. They're actually supposed to, you know, go opposite directions of each other, but this is what you can get. That's what I got. They're China, so anyway, they're better than what I had. But if you look in here, you can see that I've welded a little bit of a shim on there. And that shim is to move this out, so this gap along the edge of the tailgate, I don't want my paint going away, so I wanted to clearance this for paint, and that's the reason why I went ahead and modified that and put a shim behind all the hinges. These are riveted on, or supposed to be riveted on. This is a carriage bolt here, it goes clear through. You can see that in there, but these two here are supposed to be rivets. So I didn't want to go ahead and do that, so I went ahead and welded nuts on the inside so I could make it a removable part. And I did go ahead and spread these hinges out a little bit You can see that I went ahead and put a nylon washer in there to kind of help, you know, with the rattle and stuff with that, of that nature. This piece here is getting ready to be put on. There was wood underneath there, that's why I took this piece off. I went ahead and just, in this area here, the wood was so when you tighten these carriage bolts up, it didn't crush this tube, this U-shaped tube along here. So that's the reason why the wood was in there. Well, I made some standoffs and I welded some standoffs in there, and it's an all steel deal, and primed it, made sure so it wouldn't rust out anymore. And that's how I went about doing it. And then I'm gonna cover it up with this new piece of sheet metal that I bought, which has been pre-drilled for the holes for the strips for the bed. There's a big old rust hole here in this area here. It was repaired. There's also rivets coming along all along this edge here. This is pretty waffled up, and I got to do a lot of body work along here, so I didn't want to have to go around, do body work around rivet heads. So I went ahead and welded this on the bottom side, and then I removed the rivets and then welded the hole shut. And I did that the same with these here. These rivets were smashed, and then we went on the inside and welded them all the way around, and then I ground them off flat. That'll make it so it'll be a lot easier to do all the body work on the inside of the bed without having to go around all the rivet heads. These three here, this one, that one, and there's another one over there. You can see that those will stay. But like these holes here, they're supposed to have a carriage bolt that goes all the way through, and you put a carriage bolt here and a nut on the outside. I guess it's to hold, like if you put like something in the stake, like a wood stake or something, that it don't come out. I'm gonna go ahead and close these off, and these little deals here go on there, kind of like this, to kind of clean up the top edge. Well, and that's another deal. I got a lot of body work that has to be done up here, and I didn't feel like I could do all the Bondo work and make this look like anything with those on there. So I went ahead and drilled them off, and I'll do the body work, and I'll paint the bed, and I'll paint this, and then I'll probably put this on there with some stainless steel countersunk screws with some maybe some acorn nuts on the backside, or you know, something to clean it up a little bit. I just couldn't do I didn't want to do body work around it. I didn't think I could make it look like anything. But anyway, that's where I'm at. Any of my subscribers, if you want to look at a Volkswagen that's just got done being painted and it's looking really good, check out Greg M. Porter's channel and drop him a line. He's done months worth of work to this car. Now he's getting ready to go into the fun part of it. The fun part would be the reassembly and putting it back together, and then taking it for a drive and have everybody drool over it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.